Hello amigos, this is David Casillas with Raíces Vivas, and I'm here with Larissa from San Antonio, Soul Sister.
Yes, hi, good morning. It's good to see you guys again.
Likewise.
Yeah, I am so excited to have y'all back. I absolutely love my Victory Garden. I feel like it's been a huge impact on my neighborhood. I've met some new neighbors. They've come by to ask questions about the garden. I've received a lot of messages on Instagram, just folks talking about how it's inspired them to start their own gardening. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I think it helps build a bigger community, more love for gardening, less fear of gardening.
That's right.
And I think it's great that what you're doing, it's helping to inspire others. But you know, it's a lot of work, but it's work that I love. And we've had some produce already, some tomatoes, definitely eggplant, beans for sure, and some peppers. I'm waiting for these watermelons to
That's a good.
yeah.
So I think something that we all want to hear is what has been the biggest impact or the motivation that you have found on yourself and also like for others, because at the end the only thing that what we ended up doing is expand the network that you already had, mm-hmm. and then also like to provide some aid, but everything else is on you. So sometimes people believe that they don't have the funds, right. But then whenever the funds are available, some people don't come through.
Sure.
So that's something that it's quite interesting how seeing this working, it's fascinating. So we want to hear from you what has been the biggest impact and the challenges and also like the joys that you have found.
Sure. I think the biggest impact is, I think just showing people that it works with the time and the effort. I mean, it's just the way it is with gardening, right? There is a lot of time and effort that goes into it. I think the challenge is any challenge with a gardener, it's the bugs, it's the heat, it's the watering, right?
So it's basically like, what has been the biggest impact that you've experienced?
Yeah, well, the biggest impact is being able to come out here and watch it flourish and being able to actually eat from my own land, you know?
That's so cool.
This is what this is all about, is trying to educate people and let them know that you can do this too. Yeah, and it saves money. So gardening, yes, there's a cost to it, but on the back end, you're saving money as well because you're growing your own produce. And there's just something that the feeling you get from being able to do that, you can't get that from going to a grocery store. And you're sharing it too, you know, and that creates, like I said, that community.
It's also like a connection, no?
It's
like
a huge connection.
You feel this, you earn it. You know,
right.
Like you feel really connected. You feel precious about your growth, your produce, and your work too. Because I think the impact on this case is not only the benefits on your wealth, but also, well, you're saving money, your mental health.
Right.
So
huge. Gardening for your mental health is so important. Yeah.
So for us, this Victory Gardens initiative is more like we selected people with a green thumb already, which you're by far one of the greatest.
Thanks.
So
I try.
Yeah, and people loves you. You know, like they're super engaged in your project. So whenever we see these projects coming like to fruition.
Yeah.
It's quite beautiful because that's the main purpose. And there is this hidden, I guess, motivation that it's not about this money, because you were doing this before all of this initiative.
Yeah.
Same as other people.
Right.
It's more like, hey, I'm motivated to do this.
Right.
I'm going to find the ways to do this.
Right.
And then if there's some programs, then you go on after them. But you're not going to wait until somebody come and build you anything.
Right.
It falls onto you, and what is your goal?
Right.
You know? So I feel that in this case, we didn't do anything. Like, you did everything.
You did a lot. You did a lot. And I feel like, yes, you guys blessed me with this beautiful garden. And what people need to understand is you don't necessarily need to have all this money to garden. I'm still using leaves from my trees. I'm still using sticks from my trees to trellis my tomatoes. You know, there's a lot of things that you have at home. My headbands, I use those to tie up my tomato plants. You can get very creative for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, because not only in gardening but in life, everything has been so fashionable and so like standardized.
Right.
So people think like, oh, I won't be able to grow tomatoes if I don't have this cone-looking things with wire.
Right. You don't need it.
Exactly. It's like, well, find some, like little branches and then build it. Or so it just gets to the point that it doesn't need to be so
like groomed and like prim and proper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not. We're not doing a commercial.
Right.
It doesn't need to be staged.
Right.
Because gardening, ranching, any type of work outside,
It's
if
messy.
you look on their hands, like they have soil on it.
Absolutely.
So it's messy.
It's very
and
messy.
I think it doesn't need to be cured.
It doesn't need to be.
Like, and that's something that people need to realize too. Like, you're gonna get dirty.
Absolutely.
You're gonna get tired, but you're gonna
Absolutely.
sleep really well.
You will. You will. You're going to get lost in your garden. Yeah.
So yeah, I thank you for saying that, because a lot of people have this belief of like, oh, I'm gonna have this Instagram garden.
And that's the problem. It's the Instagram garden. Yeah, social media has now made gardens look like something that they're not supposed to look like. They're a food forest. They're not supposed to be manicured. Yeah, they really aren't.
Yeah.
They can, but I think that's more work. It's not necessary.
Yep. And it's all for the looks, right?
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm not in it for the looks.
Yeah.
I'm in it just for the produce.
So now tell us about the production that you've been having. Is it been doing well? Have you faced any challenges? Did you modify the installation? Tell us about your particular garden.
So maybe a pound or so a week of produce.
Okay.
Tomatoes, eggplants. In San Antonio, you just have to water a little bit more for the plants to become established. And then once the heat sets in, you need to water a little bit more too. I didn't make too many changes, honestly. I just stay on my watering. I've incorporated the organza bags because of the leaf-footed bugs.
Uh-huh.
They suck the life out of your plants. So this really helps to keep all of my tomatoes, the eggplants, whatever, safe.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, no, I haven't had to do too much. It's just the watering you got to stay on. Yeah.
All right. And then lastly, well, not lastly, but for now, what will be your message to those out there that wants to get into gardening and that are just either undecisive or feel that they can't do it? What are you gonna tell them?
I just start. Just reach out to someone like me. We'll answer all your questions. Just start with one plant. You don't want to start with a garden this size, that you will absolutely be overwhelmed. You have to work up to it. But once you realize you can keep one plant alive, you can keep any plant alive. Yeah,
That's
just
amazing.
start with one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, baby steps. You know,
It is baby steps.
Don't try to run. Just
Yeah. And then you'll have a massive garden.
Wow.
Then you'll feed the whole neighborhood.
That's so amazing. Any other thing that you want to share with us? Experience, thoughts? This is your space.
No, what I've noticed for me, I am once again utilizing anything that I can find at home. When I get packages with the ties or the twisty ties, save them, set them aside. Your scrunchies, when your headbands, they go bad, save them, because you can use those in your garden. There's a lot of things inside the home that you can use in the garden. Yeah.
Nice.
Sustainability.
But yeah, we're definitely interested to keep growing this community. You're one of our members of this green revolution that I like to call it.
I like that.
And you're in this upper up north section, so you have a lot of responsibility. So I hope that a lot of your neighbors and community have reached out, because you're in this area where people wants to do it. They have the space to do it. They have this big yards, no HOA.
Right, no HOA.
So it's beautiful, you know, and hopefully they get inspired by you.
They are.
And from there, we'll just keep growing.
We will keep growing.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
I like that. We'll keep growing.
Well, Larissa, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
And welcome us to your garden. So keep growing.
Keep growing.
Hell yeah.
We'll do it.